Hello there, this is GRMP, and welcome to the first episode of what I'll be calling Breaking Down the Round. This should be self-explanatory, but we'll basically be reviewing entire rounds of aces and 4Ks and going over the good and bad choices each team made. This series will be just as much for me to improve, so I'm going to try to review rounds in chronological order so I can focus on any repeated mistakes that I made and capitalize on any effective strategies. Over time, we'll hopefully see some noticeable improvement. So let's start with the fact that aces are a result of so many factors, but two that are really important are capitalizing on the enemy's mistakes and effective problem solving. Those first two factors play a huge role on this particular ace because it was my first ace back after an 8-month break from the game. You'll see that my aim isn't really good and my movement is somewhat sluggish, but we were still able to take the round. So I got this ace on the 5th round on Skyscraper. We're playing secure area. This is the match point for the enemy team, and I'm solo queuing as I usually do. Unfortunately, we're already off to a bad start. My team is not the best at communicating, and I also think they gave up on working together since we only won one round. They seem to pick operators with no strategy in mind, and unfortunately, I am no exception. I chose Fuze for whatever reason. He's not a horrible pick since we knew they would be in exhibition and work office. The rooms are pretty small, and I got lucky that they castled off the best openings for me to Fuze, but Thermite would have been a better choice. So I start off the round droning the perimeter of this wing of the map. I already know where the objective is, but I do take a peek inside without putting my drone in too much jeopardy. Like I said, my team is not communicating very well, so these drones are my lifelines and sources of information. I bring it to the side of the balcony that I've planned to push the objective. I don't end up using the drone as much as I should have, and I also didn't put it in a good spot for my team to watch, but I did keep it alive, which I guess is a good start. So I chose to spawn down here because I wanted to avoid any of the more common spawn peaks that face the north side. You'll see right here that I realized, or I had this epiphany, that I should have been just as cautious on this side of the building. I stopped in the open, which was the worst thing I could do at the time, but luckily nothing happened. I go to the spot where I put my drone. I knew that these windows were barricaded. I'm just double checking to see if anything had changed between the run from the spawn. I wanted to go fuse this window, and I immediately noticed that kill hole. So let's pause right there, and let's rewind a second. So I saw that kill hole, and luckily my instincts were correct. I backed away, he was watching the window, and Vigil missed me with 2 shots from his overpowered shotgun. So even though I survive, I make the horrible decision of keeping that information to myself, which in turn causes us to lose a teammate and put us down 4-5, and his death is 100% on me. So I fuse this window not only because there's typically a lot of enemies in this area watching the main room and a lot of traps. We're hoping to push the enemies to the main objective room because I know that they have that kill hole. And I immediately run back over to the kill hole over here, start fanning, looking to see if I see an enemy cross. And as I slice the pie, I'm also counting on the Vigil that was pretty greedy earlier on to come back. And luckily we'll see in a couple seconds that he does. Alright, we'll stop here. Let's rewind. So we're looking for 2 things here. We put the fuse charge on that other room hoping to push another enemy back over, but more likely than that, we're counting on that Vigil to be very greedy. The reason we think he's going to be greedy is because after he took a shot at me, he should have left that kill hole. We now know it's there, and we know how to use it both ways. He comes back, and unfortunately for us, he takes a shot at my teammate, and he gets the kill there. So because of these 2 times that he's come back, the fact that we pushed him over with the fuse, I am counting on him looking through that kill hole an additional time, and luckily it worked out and we got the kill. Unfortunately, we lost another teammate right before I got the kill in the Vigil. So I put a fuse charge on this window, hoping that they'll start to push this room a little harder because they see that the only kill that we got during the round is right here. So I don't get any injures, but I do take out some gadgets that are going to help with the push later on. I want to open this window or take down the barricade so that we have this option to move in if we become desperate. And as I'm doing that, IQ goes down the south balcony, which is such a common run-out spot for defenders, so I immediately try to cover her on this nonsensical choice, and before I'm able to ADS, Ella has already put her down. The good thing is that I'm able to get the trade, bringing us to 2 kills and only 3 defenders left. So I go back to the window and start working on this problem again. I start slicing the pie, looking for enemies, looking for gadgets, and you'll see right here that I take out 2 bandit charges for no reason. It was a bad choice, and I know it seems minuscule, but we can't breach these walls, and all it does is give the position away. I focus pretty intensely on this doorway right here. It's a high traffic area for defenders to move around the objective room, and I'm hoping for an easy pick. I hear a barricade being broken down, and it sounds like it's coming from this corridor, so I don't necessarily peek the corner. I run out and make myself extremely vulnerable, so don't do that. I come back, start slicing the pie on that window once again, and I hear Pulse go outside, and I immediately try to get inside that window. You'll see that I'm clearing very quickly, and I jump in because I know I only have to deal with 2 defenders at this point when he's down there. He runs in, full sprint inside, making an easy kill. I drop shot Bandit, who doesn't know where I am, and then I switch to my pistol, taking out the last enemy, getting us the ace, and therefore the win. So we'll rewind right there and go over these last 3 kills one more time. So you can see how fast this decision was when I saw Pulse running outside to throw the C4. All I do is wait for that C4 to explode. I can't get the shot on him. I do a pretty quick clear of the room. Not as good as I would like to, but I need to take advantage of that timing. I run to the first corner, and I can hear Pulse running in. You can see that if I do this in slow motion, that he's at full sprint, gun down. He's not going to be able to get the hipfire shot on me. He could have made this easy on himself by slicing the pie outside of that doorway, taking me out because it would have been an easy kill. Instead, he gives me the time that I need to get the first few shots off and get that 3rd kill. I then move positions just in case they're communicating, and I see the Bandit run in the same way the Pulse did. He pre-fires that corner, giving me that extra split second I need, just like the Pulse did, to get those first few shots off to take him out. I made the right choice by not reloading after killing Pulse, but after I took Bandit out, I realized that I only had one round left, so I needed to switch to my pistol. I used the hologram as concealment, and I kept myself moving just in case, again, that they were communicating, and I was able to get a few shots off on Castle to get that final kill and the ace. Lucky for me, he wasn't even looking my direction, but I think I had the advantage on that last one. Let's go over the main points that made this ace possible. First, the defenders were greedy and wanted to get those kills instead of playing the objective. For example, Vigil used that kill hole 3 times, which gave us that first kill. The second kill with the Ella runout wasn't a horrible tactic on her part. She should have pre-fired or quick peeked instead of running all the way out, but we also played the team role of covering our partner, in this case IQ, even when they're making nonsensical choices, and playing the support role got us our second kill. While playing passively, we took the information of the Pulse runout as the best chance to take the objective since we only had to deal with 2 defenders for a few seconds. We used the sound propagation to aim at the door we're expecting the enemy to come from, and we get the 3rd kill with the Pulse. Our movement was pretty good as well. We don't know for sure if the enemy team is communicating, so it's always good to change positions after each kill so they don't know where to expect you from. We used a small amount of cover and concealment in addition to movement to make those last few kills possible. This should have been an easy site to hold and take back for the last 3 defenders, especially when only facing 1 enemy. Pulse should have attacked from below, and Bandit and Castle should have entered both doorways at the same time. We utilized the information of their aggressive tactics and patiently waited for the defenders to make themselves vulnerable to help balance out the odds. Alright, I think that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video.